Welcome back to the Black Fireman. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share for more content like this created for your learning pleasure.
All companies off out of the building.
It was supposed to be a simple call, a small structure fire in downtown Los Angeles. For firefighters at Station 9, the busiest firehouse in America, this was nothing new. They handle nearly 100 emergencies every single day, fires, medical calls, rescues, you name it. But this night, what looked routine would quickly spiral into one of the most terrifying moments in Los Angeles Fire Department history. Earlier that evening, Saturday, May 16, 2020, the Station 9 crew was winding down. Dinner had just ended. As tradition went, they rolled dice to see who would handle the dishes. Captain Scott Barkley came up short and headed toward the sink, while the others laughed. Just another lighthearted moment at the firehouse. But then, the tones dropped.
209 been attached to the structure fire, 327 Boyd.
The alarm sounded through the station. Everyone immediately stopped what they were doing, snapped into action, and raced to their gear. Rescue 209, structure fire. Within minutes, trucks and engines roared into the streets. Sirens echoed off the tall buildings of downtown Los Angeles as they made their way toward a commercial block known locally as Bong Road, an area filled with smoke shops, glassware, and butane products. When they arrived, they saw light to moderate smoke rising from a one-story commercial building. Nothing too unusual, the kind of fire they had fought hundreds of times. But this was no ordinary night. The crews tried forcing open the steel rolling doors. Behind them, storage racks crammed to the ceiling made access nearly impossible. One firefighter radioed in.
"We're trying to find an entrance. It's going to be really hard for us to get in. We got a moderate amount of smoke right now coming out of the side."
So while some firefighters worked through the narrow hallways inside, Captain Barkley led a team up to the roof to start ventilation. That's standard practice, cutting openings to let smoke and heat escape, giving crews inside a fighting chance. At first, everything seemed manageable, but then the roof team noticed something odd. The smoke rising from their cut wasn't acting like normal smoke. It wavered, almost shimmering, like the heat you see above asphalt on a scorching summer day. Still, no one fully realized the danger yet. Inside, firefighters squeezed single file down a hallway, barely 5 feet wide. They passed racks stacked high with boxes, equipment, and unknown containers. It was a maze. A firefighter later said, "We knew if something went wrong, getting out quickly was going to be nearly impossible." Then things changed, fast. Visibility dropped suddenly. The light brown smoke turned pitch black, as if someone had slammed a door and shut out every bit of daylight. The temperature skyrocketed. Firefighters began hearing popping noises, faint at first, like firecrackers, then louder, faster. At that moment, the building itself started to rumble. On the roof, Captain Barkley felt vibrations under his boots. He later described it as standing beneath a roller coaster, steel rattling, shaking, roaring. But instead of it passing, it just kept building. And then it happened. At 7:01 p.m., the first massive explosion ripped through the building. A fireball shot upward, engulfing firefighters on the roof and inside the structure.
Back up! Back up! Back up! Back up! Have an exposure on the delta side. Back up! Back up! Back up for a minute.
The heat was so intense it melted helmets, burned right through protective coats, and blackened a fire engine parked across the street. Witnesses 3 blocks away said it looked like a bomb had gone off, a mushroom cloud of fire and smoke rising into the sky. Inside, firefighters were thrown to the ground. One crew ran into a ladder blocking their path. It was wedged sideways in the hallway, trapping them. In the chaos, one firefighter tried to move it but was burned badly on his back when he stood into the flames. On the roof, Barkley ordered his team toward the aerial ladder that had been positioned at the building's edge, but the ladder itself was on fire. Imagine standing on a roof surrounded by flames, and your only way down is burning too. Some firefighters froze in fear. Others, driven by pure adrenaline, just leapt for the ladder. But then came the second explosion. Another fireball engulfed the entire rooftop crew. One firefighter's axe got stuck in the ladder, trapping him as flames roared around him. He later said it felt like hundreds of pounds were holding him in place, unable to move. Some thought about jumping to the street below, But when they looked down, fire stretched all the way to the ground. One firefighter closed his eyes and simply prayed. At 7:04 p.m., a mayday call went out.
Mayday, mayday, mayday. All companies off, out of the building. Mayday, mayday, mayday. All companies have a mayday situation.
Firefighters scrambled to save each other. Crews who had already made it down ran back to pull trapped brothers from the burning ladder. Captain Barkley himself was dragged headfirst off the aerial with such force that his gear came loose. Another firefighter dangled upside down, only saved when someone grabbed his boot. Inside, firefighters crawled over each other in the dark heat and smoke, trying to find a way out. Some climbed onto storage racks, desperate for escape. Outside, injured men lay on the street, screaming for water. One recalled, "My head is on fire. My arms are on fire. Somebody please just spray me down." An engineer grabbed a hose and began dousing injured teammates right there in the street. The heat was so severe it ignited tents across the road. By 7:10 p.m., chaos ruled. Dozens of firefighters were down. Crews screamed into their radios for ambulances. One transmission came in.
Mayday, from engine 9. I have 2 down firefighters in front of truck 9. 5 feet from engine 9. I have 6 firefighters down on the front alpha side of the building. We need help.
Over the next hour, more than 230 firefighters battled the inferno. By 8:08 p.m., nearly 2 hours after it began, the major emergency fire was finally declared under control. But the cost was heavy. 11 firefighters were seriously injured, many burned, some critically. Investigators later discovered the building housed a business called Smoke Toes, a warehouse illegally storing butane canisters and nitrous oxide cartridges. Together, those chemicals created a deadly fuel load. When exposed to heat, they turned the structure into a giant blowtorch. The aftermath was grim. Captain Barkley and many others endured multiple surgeries. One firefighter went through over 25 operations just to repair the burns on his body. Beyond the physical scars, many struggled with PTSD, haunted by the sounds of the explosions, the screams of their brothers, the sight of fire everywhere. But despite the horror of that night, every firefighter survived. Not one life was lost. And that fact is a testament to their courage, their training, and their refusal to give up on each other. The Boyd Street fire is remembered today as one of the most harrowing incidents in Los Angeles Fire Department history. It forever changed policies on protective equipment, storage enforcement, and fireground tactics. But more than that, it stands as a reminder there is no such thing as a routine call. For the men and women who run into danger when others run away, every fire carries risk. And sometimes, like on Boyd Street, that risk becomes a fight for survival. If this story moved you, please like, subscribe, and share. It helps keep these firefighter stories alive, and it honors the bravery of those who risk everything to protect their communities. Thank you for watching The Black Fireman.